Okay, so a little while back, I was telling you guys about a project called mtplx, which was doing some really interesting things, marrying MLX with MTP, and it had its kind of own proprietary file system, and it was a little rough around the edges. But I get really excited about these things, just like I recently talked about MLX DSpark, because usually with these little edge case open source projects where you just got somebody who's really passionate and they're kind of breaking some rules, a lot of this stuff, when it starts off good, ends up making its way to the more mature open source software, which is exactly what just happened. So this is the latest release of oMLX, which is definitely my favorite imperfect inference engine. This is 0.5.0. And if we look down here, their focus in this release is what they're calling Lightning MTP. So Lightning Multi-Token Prediction. And if we look here, we can see that the shape of that was adapted from mtplx. So we already have an idea of what to expect. If we jump over to the PR that was merged for that, we get this list of models, and it is a certain group of models that we're going to be able to look at the moment, but this will certainly grow. But you've got a bunch of Quen, DeepSeek, GLM. I think there was a Gemma in here somewhere, but either way, you do have to find a very specific type of model. I've already downloaded one, and I'll just mention that when you do go looking for these, one way you can tell that you have one, and I don't think I have any other MTP in here right now, but even if it says MTP, if you come here to the settings and you see at the native MTP setting, you get this config declares MTP layers, but the converted weights are missing, reconvert them, yada, yada, yada. That means it's not going to work with this. However, this one that I've got right here, if I jump over here, you can see I've got native MTP enabled, and we can jump into it. So I haven't even tried these yet. This will be, this could go horribly wrong. But what I'm going to do is try to compare my favorite, my bestie model, this MLX version of 3.6, 35 billion parameters with the A3B 4-bit quantization, with this new one, which is basically the same model. Now it's using the OQ for quantization from oMLX, but it is the MTP version. File size, let's see, the new guy is 20.15 gigabytes, and the old one, my bestie, is 19.03 gigabytes. So disk space wise, they're taking up about the same. I should be able to run them on my memory fairly similar to what I've been doing with the other model. So we're just going to jump into it. We're gonna try something out and see what kind of difference in performance we actually get. So I've got this project here called Zaphod, because I name all my software after Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy characters, because I'm lazy, not creative. And what it does is irrelevant, but I was messing around with this thing called Improve earlier, and it generated this giant prompt. Honestly, a prompt way too big for anything. I wouldn't normally give an AI this prompt, but I'm going to try it just as like a long running thing. Now, I do want to point out each of these. So I've got my cache, my SSD cache in oMLX completely cleared out. I didn't do that for this test, but before I run the second model, I will do that. Now, I'll also state that I'm not really expecting this thing to do amazing on this. I'm really only looking at the speeds that we're seeing. So I'm going to load up Pi. So we will start with the old one, my bestie. So I'm just going to drop this in and we're going to see what happens.
I hit enter, now I'm watching that cursor. Need the next token coming faster than a server. GPU glowing, fans about to ignite, but it's still thinking like it's running dial up at night. KV cash warm, don't throw it away. Prefill took a minute, now accelerate. Quantize to the max, keep the quality clean.
Okay, so I let that guy run for, I should have been keeping better track, but it was about 2.5 to 3 minutes. And most of the time it was above 40. We were at 45 tokens per second, and now we're down to 40.8. Over the long term, it's going to bounce around a bit, but I think that's a reasonable test, and it's pretty damn good on my machine, to be honest. There may be other improvements that I'm not making note of with the latest oMLX, because I actually think it's running a little faster than I normally see. So we're going to stop this guy. I'm going to reset everything. I'm going to make sure, I might close down some apps and just make sure I'm recreating the exact same environment, because I'm super excited to see if we in fact get improvements from the new MTP version on oMLX. Okay, I reset everything. I restarted oMLX. I deleted the SSD cache. I am going to grab the exact same crazy long prompt. There are no changes. This has all been reset. This project is reset to where it was. And we're going to load up Pi. We're going to switch our model to this guy, this OQ4 MTP version. So that should be loaded. We're going to get MLX here on the screen. And here we go. I'm dropping in the exact same prompt. I just copied it right out of the same file. And we're going to run that guy.
I ain't asking for magic, I ain't asking for more. Just squeeze every cycle from the silicon core. No starters, no pauses, let the pipe unflow. If latency's a villain, then it's time to let it go. Go faster, Esther. LL, don't make me wait. Every extra millisecond seals my fate. Stream those words like a fire hose stream. Tokens so fast they blur across the screen.
All right. I let that run about the same 3 minutes. I didn't really see a huge performance boost in the token generation, but what is interesting is the coding agent got a lot further in the prompt. Like the step that it's on is way past where the other one is or was. So I'm going to go look into this a little bit, and I'll be back with maybe some more information. Okay, so I went and looked a little closer at the highlights of the release, and what they say is that on an M3 Ultra, and I'm on an M3 Pro, so that doesn't really match, but they did a greedy 400 token run, and then they saw a huge improvement. So I had to go look up what's a greedy token run, and it basically means just set your temperature to 0. At least that's what I found. So what I did is I came in here to my model settings, and on both the models that I'm comparing, I set identical context and max tokens in both of them to a temperature of 0. Now, the other thing I did is that giant prompt that I had is way too big. I got it down to just a smaller subset of, I didn't get to 400, but I got to like 422 tokens, give or take. And then the last thing I did, just to make sure I'm getting everything out of the way, is I have an agents markdown file in that repository. I just prefixed it with 3 underscores so that the Pi coding agent won't automatically add that to its context. So I'm going for a shorter prompt, and I'm going to do the exact same comparison. I'm going to do it the other way around because, well, there's no real reason, but I'm just going to do it the other way around. For whatever reason, I decided that. So I've got my cache completely cleared out. We are going to load up Pi. I do have OBS and a bunch of other things running. I'm already on the Quen 3.6 35 billion OQ4 MTP. I'm going to copy this prompt. I'm going to drop it in here, and we're going to see what we get this time.
For first bite to the final line, hit 100 TPS and everything's fine.
Starting off pretty good. But I do think with, oh, hey, it's jumping up there. I think the highest we saw with the non-MTP model was about 46. I'll go back and check the video on that. Hey, now we're talking 50. It's hanging in there.
Speculated, decoding, now we're talking speed. Draft model sprinting while the big one leads.
I'm going to let this run for a couple minutes.
Flash attention, keep the memory tight. Bandwidth bot load, yeah, we came to fight. Patch it up clean, overlap the load. Every optimization down a fast lane road.
Okay, it finished up. It did the whole thing. It was 47 and higher, I think, the entire time. I'll go back and double check. So I'm going to reset here, and then we're going to try again with our non-MTP version.
Pick your favorite bot. I'm just trying to keep the tokens in a constant glide. No beach balls, no spinning wheel of doom.
Okay, everything is reset. I'm going to jump back over here. Make sure, yeah, everything's restarted. Nothing's changed. I'm going to copy the prompt. Load up pi. We will switch our model to our 4-bit without the MTP. We're going to paste in our prompt and we're going to see how this goes.
Before I blink an eye, like the thoughts in my head learn how to fly.
Pretty similar. Pretty similar. I think this is just the result of the greedy run. So I'm going to let it go for a couple more minutes. I mean, it's I shouldn't say there's no difference. The other one hit 50 tokens per second, and maybe I'm holding it wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So that's not nothing. That improvement is there. I'm just not seeing the significant improvements that were discussed in the release documentation. I don't work for oMLX. I'm not here to sell you anything. So I have no reason to lie. This looks, I mean, it's a little slower than the new one. I do admit that, but we're talking 5 tokens per second, and it needs to be a short prompt. Anything, on a longer context is probably going to be about the same. I promise I will look more into this and see if I'm holding it wrong. But no, I'm not seeing it. So it was exciting. I'm, sorry if you're let down. I'm kind of let down. Again, there are some improvements here, and certainly things will just keep getting better. And I'm super happy that the mtplx project is being utilized to improve oMLX. And I'm sure more information will come out in the near future that says like, oh, hey, Joe, you're fucking holding it wrong. So we'll see. So I was kind of bummed, and I decided I'm going to try one more thing, and that's this same version of the model, but it's the OQ4E quantization, which is a new quantization in 050, I think. Either way, somebody recommended maybe try that. So that's what we're going to do. So everything is cleared out. The cache is cleared out. The same setup. The repository only has the one change to the agents file. And load up pi. Get our model. And we'll go with the OQ4E version that's loaded up. We are going to drop in our prompt, and we're going to see what happens.
From prompt to answer, smooth and clean, the fastest local model the world's ever seen. Yeah.
It started off at 50. 47. It's looking about the same. Sorry, that was a last ditch effort. I don't even know if I'm going to include this part in the video. There you go. I'm Joe Metalone. I make short, practical videos that respect your intelligence and your time. If that's your style, you'll like this channel.